Bella lì raga, bentornati a tutti sul mio canale su Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. Continuiamo con la nostra partitotta. È morto Mercurio. Ma peccato per lui. Non potrà vedere la fine della storia. E adesso dobbiamo andare... Boh. Allora, io intanto vado alla centrale, che è qua. E vado a sentire se mi sanno dire qualcosa. Ci vediamo tra poco.
3 hours later.
Mettiamo su questo.
May I ask you something?
Of course. The streets have the information you seek.
Ok, le cicatrici sul viso della ragazza sembrano provenire dalla tribù del gruppo etnico degli Ewe. L'unico posto dove puoi trovare gli Ewe a Cordona è il campo profughi, situato sotto il ponte della Vittoria tra Scaladio e Silverton. Ponte della Vittoria, Scaladio e Silverton. Vediamo. Ponte della Vittoria. Ah no, aspetta, sì, passo col gamepad. Ponte Maltese, Ponte di Old City, Ponte della Vittoria è qua. Tra Scaladio e Silverton, che è qua, sì. Sotto il ponte, quindi devo trovare un modo per scendere. Qua. Ah ah! Posso scendere?
Help me, please.
Please, stop bothering me. I don't know anything.
Scusa. Oh, qui. Di mortacci, quanto è stato difficile trovare sto posto, raga. Cosa è successo? Allora, facciamo... Io proverei addirittura a fare così.
First they come to our land, then they murder our people. Excuse me, just one question.
The only thing you policemen do is oppress my people. I won't help.
Ah, quindi devo trovare un poliziotto che parli. No. Ce n'è neanche uno. Questo.
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
Ma ho il vestito...
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm from City Hall. They sent me to oversee the situation.
No, you're not. I'm the supervisor of the camp, and I'm the one who's handling the current situation on behalf of City Hall. Ronald Harlow at your service. Now, sir, tell me who you really are, or you'll have to explain yourself to the police. I have full authority to request they detain you.
Very well, Mr. Harlow. I am a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness on my case. Sherlock Holmes is my real name.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in, so please, step back.
Ok, ci ha fatto passare comunque. Cioè, ci ha fatto passare. Ci ha fatto... Non ci ha fatto incarcerare. Cerca di apparire più vecchio. Lì c'è un bottone non attaccato, non lo noti, Sherlock? Sedentario. Ha un giovane pallido impiegato che fa del suo meglio per sorvegliare il campo a prova. Sono molto contento di notare una sta cercando di sembrare più vecchio di quanto sia in realtà, facendosi crescere i baffi. La pelle... Io direi questo.
The people in the crowd are shouting about a murder in the camp. Are you trying to hide it?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
If it was under control, if there was no dead body, you wouldn't be as nervous as you are. You would be sitting in your cozy dark corner of the City Hall room doing nothing as usual. Yet, you're here, trying to deal with a series of problems you never asked for.
These insults are inappropriate. You don't know what I'm doing for this camp. Even though the rest of City Hall doesn't give a bloody squat about the refugees. Maybe I didn't want to be assigned to this camp. But I'm trying to do my best for these people. If not for my work, they might not have any shelter or food even.
I apologize, Mr. Harlow. Perhaps I was prejudiced towards you, but in any case, I'm sure that you would still want this
Ho
to be
sbagliato.
as possible. The current reality is that neither you nor the police are managing things well here. You are unable to calm the crowd. You have simply never handled a situation like this before.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
Mr. Harlow, how did the refugees end up here exactly?
Oh, so you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the papers.
Yes, this whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to sneak them to shore and hide them inside an abandoned warehouse. When the police raided the warehouse and found the refugees there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them. I only hope we'll find a humane solution and not put them on a raft and float them out to sea.
Ok.
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What are your responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every City Hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
The police here on City Hall's behalf too?
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the island, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
Va bene,
I'm
entriamo.
ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewkesbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
Sta di fatto che tenere la giacca e qui
So
è
they
il
keep these
costume
refugees
da...
under a bridge like proverbial trolls.
non serve a
No
niente.
wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Quindi se lo fa fare ci cambiamo. Ok, sono tornato normale. Deve essere lui il...
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewkesbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector. And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman
Okay.
now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's been questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity.
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
Ok, andiamo a vedere, raga.
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body? 0.
Allora. No, prima facciamo questo. Ok, allora iniziamo da qua, che se no se lo perdiamo.
Clearly a left handprint here.
Ok, una mano a sinistra. Seguinamento
A blood trail
leggero.
leading to
Ho
or
proseguito.
from the canal. A furrow in the ground.
Piccolo buco nella sabbia.
Someone bled profusely here.
Ok. No.
A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently.
Ok. Quindi... Poi per la ricostruzione sarà un bordello qui. Ah giusto, sì, sono io che sono. Taglia 43, stivali della
Police
polizia.
boots. Always happy to trample evidence.
Taglia 45,
A
impronta
man's-
piede nudo. Taglia
A
44.
heavy boot with a worn out sole.
Sola danneggiata. Intanto qua c'è altra roba. Ah, queste qui sono le cose che va addosso il tizio. Soldi.
£1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona.
Ok.
Malpal, soaked with salt water. A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk.
Ci sta. Effettivamente stiamo parlando di accoltellamenti, quindi...
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Ah, il corpo è qua. Quindi poi ci guardiamo. Qua nient'altro. Qua.
Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment. No hint of blood or impact. It might have been used as an improvised weapon.
Ah,
The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike.
ok. E qui ci siamo. Qua nient'altro. Piedi nudi.
Someone was dragged against their will.
Ok.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified.
Ah, guarda qua.
May I ask you something?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Vabbè, giustamente non do...
Excuse me, just one question.
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Oh, I am.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Call me when
A
you find
solid
the
question,
answer.
sir, but
Niente.
I don't have the answer.
Va bene. Beh, dai, quella lì è la prima cosa che si vede.
Cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish, and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
E come lo devo aiutare? Ah,
That will kill, not save him.
devo cercare delle erbe medicinali. Ok.
It won't do any good. I'll use it to create a solution.
Poi? Ah, guarda un po'.
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading.
Quindi abbiamo finito. Possiamo andare ad aiutare il tizio? Vediamo. No. Perché mi sa che devo fare... Quest'acqua è presa, abbastanza pulita. L'aloe vera è buon rimedio naturale contro le infezioni. Ho capito, ma... Cosa vuoi che faccia? Cos'altro devo fare? Devo trovare qualcos'altro? Qua no.
If they find out about the passage, everything will go there.
Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer.
Scopre cosa serve il passaggio. Misterismo. No. Soldi. Ok, riproviamo.
If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell.
Allora. Questo no. No. Questo sì. No. Sì. Gli agenti di polizia sono preoccupati che la situazione con il cadavere metta il campo in stretto isolamento, facendo perdere loro i guadagni dei loro traffici.
Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Perhaps we should sniff around in the camp a little more thoroughly.
Ok.
Just wash. Better than
Appena
nothing to
lavato.
bandage the wound.
Ah, aspetta, sì.
I've collated all the ingredients, now to prepare the first aid solution.
Oh, dai, andiamo. Perfetto. Mi mancava solo quello, va bene. No, ancora niente. Ah, ok, ok. Ok, allora, devo fare questo. Come al solito ci metto una vita, ve lo taglio tutto e ci vediamo tra poco. Tra poco. Per voi è tra poco. Per me è una vita. A tra un po'. Allora, questo. 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 Oh, finalmente, cazzo. Beh, ho finito e dovrebbe andare bene. Com'è che si fa? Così? No, non ho finito. Meno 2, meno 6, sì. 5, sì. Beh, devo collegarlo alla fine, giustamente. Signora Longari, lei mi casca sull'uccello. Corretto, vai. Ok. Sembra poco ferito, sembra essere... In teoria adesso... Oh, lo potrei fare, perfetto.
Thank you.
Prego,
This should
prego.
make you feel better, my
Figura.
friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Buono. Quindi adesso... Come siamo messi con... no, non siamo neanche lontanamente. Quindi adesso qua... il cadavere mette in game... Fine del crimine. Ah beh, devo andare a vedere questo qua, che scemo. Che lo tenevo per ultimo. Giustamente, se non vado a vedere il corpo del reato. Residui sotto le
Coal
unghie e
dust under
polvere
the
di
nails.
carbone.
I don't see much coal around here.
Ok, quindi... No. No, andavo bene così.
A steel dirk, sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers.
C'è un tatuaggio qua.
An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something?
Dovremmo andare a vedere.
I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain.
Ok, ne manca solo uno. Ah, che culo.
Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping John.
Ah!
A violent death. This man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
Ah, avete capito chi è questo qui? È quello che è entrato a casa di quell'altro. E forse ha ucciso anche Mercurio. Di Vogel. Non Vogel, no? Ha ucciso Mercurio ed è entrato in casa di Vogel. Mi sono confuso. Non ha ucciso Vogel, ha ucciso Mercurio ed è entrato in casa di Vogel. Ecco, così, sì.
Could you help me?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Ok, quindi non mi parleranno loro. Però qua non abbiamo ancora trovato tutto. Non abbiamo ancora trovato tutto.
You still here?
Allora.
I've already told you all I've learned. Don't bother someone else with this, son. I've already told you all I've learned. I've already told you all I've learned.
Aspetta, quello lì, scusami, il tatuaggio, profugo ferito.
The guards at the sewers
Ecco,
were
questo
speaking about
cercavo.
taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
Ok. Quindi non si è detto assolutamente niente. Ma niente, niente, niente. Cioè, non da dire qualcosa, niente. Ah. Ecco, adesso c'è da parlare solo con i poliziotti. A lui non lo posso interrogare. Mi devo essere dimenticato di qualcosa. C'è qualcosa che posso fare?
Are you able to help me? A solid question, sir, but I don't have the
Ma
answer.
non è vero, siete voi due che avete fatto quel discorso. Te lo posso anche dimostrare, c'ho il filmato. Oh, 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 oh. Allora. Andiamo parlando con quest'altro di qua. E qua? Non l'avevo mica visto questo. Sì, che sarebbero le Paul
A single
Mall.
Malpal butt. Roadman cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
Ah, quindi mi mancava solo quello? E io volevo andare a chiedere con l'altro che abbiamo visto all'inizio. Pensa a te. Come sono casuale, come riesco ad arrivare alle soluzioni in modo casuale. Sono un po' come Mr. Magoo, avete presente? Vediamo se ci riusciamo alla prima che sto giro. So che sia questo. Ah, è quello là. La volevo portare via con la forza. Qui sembra che l'abbia trascinata. Questo qua ha cercato di bloccarlo. Non capisco la differenza tra... Ah, che lui la aggredisce e questo qua cerca di proteggerla mentre che... Ok, bene. È proprio una cosa minima. Quindi... Ah, qua sì. È caduta la collana, quindi può essere quello. Qua colluttazione, ma non ha vinto lui. La rincorso. Questo ci può stare, che l'ha fatto cadere. Ah, qui era già stato colpito al petto, aspetta, quindi... No. Quindi qua, ecco, qua cade il coso, cade il pugnale. Ah no, qua non cade il pugnale, qui si è colpito da solo, il pirla. Forse. No, è così. E questo qua l'ha lanzato giù. Giusto? Ho fatto tutto, sì. Ho fatto tutta la sequenza. Quindi vediamo se va bene alla prima. Sì, oh! È la seconda volta di fila, raga.
She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates, he stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade. However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword,
Ah.
you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword.
Ah, vedi? Quindi abbiamo risolto il caso, raga. Che bello. Andiamo dal nostro amicone qua. Prima.
You still here?
Inspector, I believe I can aid your investigation. I know who the dead man is and what really happened here.
You do? Well, good for you. But I'm afraid I'm not the one you need to share your findings with. Speak to Mr. Harlow here. He's the one responsible for settling things in the camp.
You don't even care to listen?
Oh, I do care. Maybe even more than I need to. But I'm only here today to lock the place up, question witnesses, and file the facts. It's sad, but coming up with conclusions is not among my tasks here. You fellows at City Hall do that. Anyway, speak to the supervisor. I'll just stand by and listen to what you have to say.
Ah, va bene, va bene. Parlerò con lui.
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him, and judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer. You can go back in and look for your witness.
You think one small clock can make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
Ok, raga, io direi che se ne possiamo andare.
You're disturbing the hornet's nest here, son.
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
E che ci vediamo anche al prossimo episodio. Perché qui dai abbiamo risolto già un caso e va buona sta cosa. Anche perché sinceramente non so cosa devo fare. Quindi ci vediamo nel prossimo episodio e basta.
Murder! Beasts!
Help me, please. Don't be angry with me, sir, but I don't know.
Va bene, va bene. Va bene, raga. Ci vediamo al prossimo episodio e statevi bene, raga, come sempre. E tanti saluti e baci e quello che volete. Ciao ciao!